Glenview celebrates its 125th birthday this year. The Village Board of Trustees, our local government, is going to take you back in time to explain how we got here.
To find out how Glenview got its start, we're at the Grove with its preserved oak hickory savanna and wetland pools. Before the Kennecott family arrived here in 1836, the area was home to Native Americans. The first human settlements appeared here 12,000 years ago, after melting glaciers uncovered elongated mounds above the swamps, where mound builder civilizations lived and traveled. They gave way to modern tribes such as the Potawatomi, who became dominant by the 1700s. They had settlements near what is now the Glenview Club, the Grove, and Wagner Farm. As more settlers moved to the area in the early 1800s, there was mounting pressure to remove all Native Americans from the region. Under the terms of the 1833 Treaty of Chicago, all tribes were expected to leave Illinois by 1837.
Along with the Kennecotts, John Wagner was among the area's earliest European settlers. He moved here from Trier, Germany in 1837. A portion of his Wagner farm still stands at East Lake Avenue and Wagner Road that you can visit. More immigrants arrived here from England, Germany, and Sweden throughout the 1800s, searching for better lives. They were mostly farmers.
They included the Hutchings family. This farmhouse, built in 1864, is all that remains of their 120-acre homestead. It is now the Glenview History Center. The Hutchings operated a sawmill by the West Fork of the North Branch of the Chicago River. Other early businesses included a general store, saloons, and stagecoach stops. But that changed after the Great Chicago Fire of 1871, when much of Chicago was destroyed.
To ship lumber and other materials from the north to rebuild Chicago, railroad tracks were laid through what's now the center of Glenview. What had been a crossroads became a town.
The community was originally referred to as South Northfield, North Branch, and then Oak Glen. After Oak Glen was claimed by another town on the rail line, the residents met in 1895 to choose another. The majority vote went to Glenview.
In the 1890s, the Swedenborgian Society relocated from Chicago to 40 acres of farmland at what is now Glenview and Shermer Roads to build the park. The Society's members were mostly businessmen, and the railroad enabled them to commute. One of the members was Swain Nelson, a well-known landscaper whose nursery here eventually grew to cover 300 acres. The park residents were behind the push to form a local government that could collect taxes to build sidewalks and provide water service.
Meetings of the community's leaders took place at the Glenview House. It was here on May 13, 1899, that the request to incorporate as a village was signed by 30 men.
A Cook County judge set an election for June 17th for a vote by the men who lived here. The result was 59 for and 51 against. The vote total was filed with the court on June 20th, which is the day that we consider to be Glenview's birthday. A month later, another vote was held that elected a 7-member board to govern the new village.
Nearly all of Glenview's 300 or so residents turned out on September 15, 1917, for the dedication of the Children's Fountain, now known as the Jackman Park Bear.
There have been many milestones in Glenview's history since then. An early airport was turned into Naval Air Station Glenview, where World War II aviators were trained, such as Presidents Ford and Bush and astronaut Neil Armstrong. The opening of the Edens Expressway in 1951 led to rapid change, as farmland disappeared and new streets, homes, and parks sprang up. Today, nearly 49,000 residents live in Glenview's 14 square miles. That includes Glenview's newest neighborhood, the Glen, which was developed on the site of the former Navy base.
Our success has come about because of the contributions of the residents who lived here, especially those who served on village, school, and park boards, and volunteered with service clubs and community organizations. Now that we've looked at our past, we look forward to building on our village's rich history.